In the Marvel Universe, there are many heroes with unimaginable tales of origins and powers, but none are even remotely close to Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. Today, we're looking into the lesser-known family members of Murdoch and exploring their connection to him in detail. Whether it's his father or even his ex-lover, we will discuss all of them, including their special powers and even their personalities. This episode will not only show you the secret and entangled connections of Daredevil, but also give you a better understanding of him as a character. These so-called secondary characters aren't placed in his life only to take the storyline ahead, but also to evolve his heroic nature through multiple factors. Join us in knowing this daring family tree and exploring questions we've often wondered about. So fasten your seatbelts and let's do this. But before we get into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. Jonathan Battling Jack Murdoch father. Jonathan Jack Murdoch was a former professional boxer. He played an important role in shaping the life of his son Matt, who later became his superhero Daredevil. Jack faced insane challenges when his wife Maggie left him and their son due to postpartum depression. She chose her further life as a nun despite various personal hardships. Jack was unbreakable in his will to get Matt closer to a brighter future. He was someone who consistently stressed the importance of education and urged Matt to go beyond their difficult living conditions and become a better person. Jack was extremely frustrated upon learning that Matt was fighting with other kids in the neighborhood. He reacted by physically punishing Matt for his misadventures. However, Jack instantly regretted his actions and apologized. Even after losing his sight in an accident, Matt carried on and fulfilled his father's aspirations. He used Braille technology and displayed immense dedication to graduate from college and pursue a law degree at Columbia. Matt's achievements clearly showed the support he received from his father. However, everything came at a price. During this time, Jack was an aging illegal street fighter who was struggling to find well-paying matches and therefore faced financial difficulties. In an effort to secure a better future for his family, Jack took on the name Red Devil and entered a wrestling match. He was unhappy with how undignified this whole gig was and promised himself never to do it again. However, Jack's luck turned around when the infamous promoter Roscoe Sweeney, also known as the Fixer, gave him a big fighting opportunity. Sweeney had a pretty shady reputation, but Jack was too desperate for financial support anyway and signed up with him. The entire situation took a dark turn when Sweeney asked Jack to intentionally lose the match by taking a dive and not recovering from it. Jack declined and went on to win the most important fight of his life as he remembered the embarrassment of his previous wrestling attempt. Sweeney was in a rage for revenge against Jack for disobeying. He paid a thug named Slade to shoot Jack in the back right after the winning match. Jack Murdoch's life showcases sacrifice, determination, and the quest for a better life for his son. His impact on Matt's character shows through Daredevil's journey as a crime fighter. Maggie Murdoch, mother. Maggie was the mother of Matt, aka Daredevil, and Mike. She faced major challenges in her life that deeply affected her mentally and her bond with the kids and Jack. Initially, Maggie and Jack happily welcomed twin sons, Matt and Mike. However, the weight of postpartum depression took over Maggie, and she experienced emotional turmoil, self-doubt, and an immense sense of incapability as a mother. In a distressing incident influenced by her mental illness, Maggie tried to harm baby Matt but was stopped by Jack in time. Maggie recognized the threat she had become to her family. She made the painful decision to go away from them. Maggie sought refuge in a church and adopted a new name, Margaret. Further, she successfully navigated her way out of depression through therapy, but she still chose to remain apart from her family to protect them from potential harm. Meanwhile, Matt was now a brave superhero in the city of New York. He met Maggie during a chaotic period organized by Kingpin. Both of them were completely unaware of their connection. While Daredevil sought comfort from sister Maggie, he felt a strange bond with her. Years later, Daredevil brought an infant that was linked by supernatural events to sister Maggie. This further led to a surprising revelation. Maggie confessed to being Matt's mother and recognizing the family resemblance. She spoke her heart out with her son about her battle with depression and how it made her feel like a flawed wife and mother, and the shame that led her to leave everything and run away. Maggie is often overlooked in Daredevil's story. However, she plays a significant role beyond being Matt's mother. During the Bullseye and Mysterio crisis, she actively rescues an infant targeted by the villains. Despite Bullseye's aggression, Maggie and Karen, another ally, bravely refused to reveal the baby's location. In the aftermath of these events, Matt and Maggie embrace and create a closer bond. She further expresses her desire to rejoin Matt's life and seeks his permission for a renewed connection with the family. Maggie's journey is one of overcoming personal challenges, seeking redemption, and navigating family complexities. She isn't less than a superhero herself. Mike Murdoch, twin brother. Early in his superhero journey, Matt Murdoch occasionally assumed the identity of a fictional twin brother, Mike Murdoch, to safeguard his secret life as Daredevil. Matt eventually staged Mike's demise, creating the illusion of a new Daredevil having been trained. Despite this, Matt continued to use the Mike Murdoch identity for further undercover missions. The storyline took an unexpected turn when Daredevil collaborated with Inhuman Reader to form a group aimed at Mayor Wilson Fisk. During Reader's research on Mike Murdoch, he unintentionally brought a real person with the same name and characteristics into existence. This little part of Mike truly thought he was Matt Murdoch's twin and had the abilities and a bold personality as expected. Daredevil encountered Mike in a bar and investigated further about him. This triggered a chain of events leading to Mike escaping and holding Reader's dog, Foray, hostage. Shortly after, he turned to Mayor Fisk and asked for protection, offering his services in exchange for his safety. Furthermore, he aspired to become fully human and stole a Norn Stone along with Asgardian spells, resulting in a successful ritual that rewrote history. This established Mike as Matt's authentic twin. In this altered past, Jack Murdoch raised his sons alone after Maggie left, despite Jack's dreams for them to pursue professional careers. Mike dropped out of summer school, inadvertently leading to the accident that blinded Matt. Feeling guilty, Mike supported Matt during his recovery and discovered their supposedly deceased mother working as a nun. Mike's life took a darker turn as he engaged in criminal activities before being kidnapped by gangsters. Jack trained Mike in combat, but their relationship soured as Mike learned about his father's involvement in dirty fights and the truth about their mother. Mike's guilt deepened when Jack was murdered. After winning a fixed fight in the later years, Daredevil's decision to turn himself in provoked Mike to act as a brother during the trial. However, tragic consequences unfolded when Wilson Fisk mistook Mike for Matt and violently beat him to death. Electra. Before taking up their masked alter egos, Matt Murdoch and Electra Natchios shared a college romance relationship in their early days. During their time at Columbia University, they were so deeply in love that they were practically inseparable until a tragedy struck. Electra and her father were kidnapped by a group of terrorists. Matt's attempt to save them resulted in a misunderstanding with the police, leading to the death of Electra's father. Matt, seriously, what the hell, man? Heartbroken, Electra left Matt and the United States. Years later, they crossed paths again, but now Matt was the superhero Daredevil. But Electra wasn't behind, as she too had become an assassin. Despite their lasting emotions for each other, their opposite beliefs often led to fiery conflicts. Further, Bullseye, the villain, brutally murdered Electra. This deeply saddened Matt and made him think of his decisions. Even though they had brought Electra back to life, their romance didn't resume because of the separate journeys they had decided for themselves. But did they ever get married? Well, kinda yes. In Daredevil's storyline, the Punisher seizes control of the Hand, leading Matt to fake his death and join Electra in destroying the organization. Electra assumes the Daredevil mantle and they confront the oncoming challenges together. This also includes battling ghost ninjas in a cave that houses the Hand's deceased warriors' souls. Tired after the whole shebang, they exchange wedding vows with mentor Stick overseeing, becoming leaders of the reformed Fist and a married couple. This cave marriage raises another question: is this marriage legally recognized? Well, yes and no. According to the laws of the Fist, Daredevil and Electra are married, but our judicial system likely wouldn't acknowledge it. Considering that the world believes Matt Murdoch is deceased, it technically doesn't exist legally in the storyline. Moreover, it's doubtful that Stick filed any paperwork at a local courthouse, especially given their remote location. The crucial aspect is that the marriage holds legal significance within the laws of the Fist, and Matt himself believes it to be a genuine union. Since the revelation of the marriage plans in Daredevil #2 in year 2022, Matt's internal thoughts have treated it as a real and meaningful commitment. Milad Donovan, ex-wife. Milad Donovan is a blind resident of Hell's Kitchen. She dedicated herself to community improvement through the Hell's Kitchen Housing Commission. Her life changed when Daredevil saved her, leading her to Matt Murdoch. Despite Matt's denial of being Daredevil, they dated while enemies targeted him due to his exposed identity. Furthermore, in the story, the power vacuum left by Kingpin's absence attracted new criminals to Hell's Kitchen. However, Daredevil declared himself the new Kingpin and faced some serious challenges. One of the most notable was the Japanese Yakuza attack that caused Matt's disappearance. Milia was obviously concerned and sought help from Ben Urich. Even though Matt came back, Milia started to think her love was a distraction and she sought an annulment. Amid the chaos, Matt faced legal challenges, imprisonment, and even an assault by the Kingpin. A classic prison riot allowed Matt to escape. Despite challenges, Matt and Milia briefly reunited. Then, facing new threats, Matt's battles were intensified, leading to Milia's mental breakdown. Matt struggled to protect Hell's Kitchen while seeking Milia's release from the mental institution. An unnamed villain's manipulations led to Milia's parents gaining custody of their daughter. At last, Matt recognized that he was a threat and gave up the fight for custody, concluding their relationship. Throughout further trials, Matt's undelivered apology to Milia highlighted their difficult relationship. Milia's story shows how Daredevil's life impacts those close to him, highlighting the emotional challenges Milad Donovan faces in her relationship with a masked vigilante. Marvelous verdict. In conclusion, Daredevil's family tree is a web of relationships and personal struggles. Matt Murdoch as Daredevil navigates the challenges of his superhero life while simultaneously dealing with the dynamics of his familial connections. From the early days with his mother Maggie's struggles to the complexities of his romantic relationships, such as with Electra and Milia, Daredevil's journey is not only one of crime fighting but also a profound exploration of the impact his choices have on those he cares about. The storyline beautifully intertwines themes of love, loss, and redemption, enhancing the depth of Daredevil's character and his world. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.